I want to welcome you to the Women's Real Estate Network, and thank you for taking the time out to be with us today. We had a this is a meeting that's basically meant for first timers. It's our opportunity to share with you what our mission is and a bit of our culture. So thank you, for one thing, for taking the time to get to know us a little better. And like I said in the chat, please, for some of you members that I see online, please welcome the first timers here. I want to start out and I want to share my screen and share some information about WREN with you. This is our meeting where we can actually talk about what we're about. And I'll start with talking about our mission. Oh, I'm going to say our mission is to create a community where women in real estate will excel and empower each other. And let me tell you, we take that really seriously. We're a community of abundance, and we love to see other women, including ourselves, right? Everyone excel together. We share experiences, resources, tools to help each other grow both personally and professionally. Why? Why both personally and professionally? Because we've realized that in this real estate game, when you grow professionally, it takes some personal growth as well. Sometimes it's getting out of your comfort zone and doing something that you thought was hard a while ago. Oopsie, let me pull that up and see if I can get people muted. There we go. There we go. So, you know, we have fun watching each other grow both personally and professionally. And like I said, we have fun. We have fun doing it. So welcome. This is our mission. And these are our pillars. This is what our mission is built on. We're founded on 4 pillars. I'm sorry, can somebody who's just come in please mute themselves? For some reason, I can't mute while I am in share screen. There you go. I'm having a little difficulty today. So I'll go back to sharing screen. We're founded on 4 pillars, and our 4 pillars make our nest. We like our little bird, and see, our little bird has a nest. The first pillar is networking. I think that a lot of you are familiar with your network is equal to your net worth. Has anybody here ever heard that? If you've heard that, could you put yes in the chat and let me know that you've heard that? You know, this is all about your network. Because it's through your network that you find deals, that you figure out how to do deals, that you get the resources, the money with people to do deals. And WREN is all about networking. We have been an in-person networking community, and we'll go back to being an in-person networking community because we like the hugs and the wine. And so we'll go back to that as soon as COVID is over. But we also have an online community as well. You're attending one of the events. We usually have monthly speaker events, and we have member-only events where we network. We also have a membership site, a membership portal online, and that's growing and growing all the time. We actually have been just making some updates to that, and we have these circles that are basically like small Facebook groups where you can actually go into whatever area of real estate that you're investing in. So if you're flipping, or if you're investing in multifamily or commercial or notes, there's a circle for you. So we are all about networking, and that's why I said get your name and your phone number and your email address ready, because we're going to network here today too. Education. We bring amazing women to the front of the room every month to educate. And here's the truth. The truth is, when you go to a regular real estate club meeting, most of the time you hear from other men professionals. And while I've been educated by tons of men, it's really different to hear a woman who is going through the same thing that you're going through and like kicking butt, right? It inspires me. And that's part of the reason, you know, we do this, right? To inspire each other. So we have educational platforms monthly, as well as we have some other educational education on our site. And then you learn from each other too. Our S is skill development. So hands-on training, right? We've got some modules. We just put out our first creative finance course, and we're putting out a few other courses, as well as we have some mentoring programs. And transformation, right? We support each other's transformation, because it's through transformation that we grow. So whether it's growing professionally by doing more deals, or understanding the use of financing in a variety of ways, or whether it's transforming by giving back. We have a WREN Gives Back donation program. I don't know if you women have heard this, but when women become wealthy, we share the wealth, right? We're more likely to help and contribute to others. So that is what the Women's Real Estate Network is built on. That is our nest, and I wanted to share that to you. I wanted to share that with you. And I also wanted to share with you what's going to happen tonight. And that is, we're going to take a little time here to talk to somebody about a case study that they have. So we have a WREN member, and she's going to present a case study to us, and we'll have a little time for questions as well. And then we have like a bonus mention. It's another WREN member who is going to take another few minutes to share just a quick idea of what she's done. And then we'll have some quick announcements at the end. For those of you that have just popped on, my name is Deborah Razzo, and I'm the founder of the Women's Real Estate Network. I am a real estate investor. I started flipping about 9 years ago, and reinvesting that money into buy and hold. So I have single family homes in Memphis, Tennessee, and multifamilies in Tucson, Arizona. And I just finished developing my first 2 developments here in Los Angeles. I have a couple fourplexes that we finished. And I started this organization because I wanted to be surrounded by other women who were making things happen. And I wanted to share a quote with you today. And the quote is, "Don't be discouraged. It's often the last key in the bunch that opens the lock." Right? You know, who here has had that experience? I wanted to share that with you, not only because I thought it was a good quote, but because sometimes this business can be a bit challenging. And I wanted to give you some words of encouragement that sometimes you don't even know when you're almost there. You don't, you get discouraged by having the wrong key again and again and again. But a lot of times it's that last key that really fits. And so I wanted to just kind of put that out there, that sometimes you got to keep on going. Sometimes it's about persistence. Sometimes it's about a little more education. Sometimes it's that right person that you meet that puts the whole thing together for you. And don't be discouraged by that. Keep going, right? Keep going. And now during this time of COVID, I think that even makes more sense. We need to make sure that we keep our spirits up. I mean, for a lot of us, we're juggling aging parents, or maybe school has started and your kids haven't left the house, right? I can't imagine what a challenge that is. My kids, God bless, are out of school now. But, we're all facing challenges. So don't be discouraged. Try new things. Try the next key. Try the next key until you get the key that fits. I'd like to take this moment to stop sharing and find out if Sharon is online with us. Sharon, are you here? Sharon is going to be sharing our case study today.
Deborah?
Yes.
Are you looking for Sharon Coleman?
Yes.
She just sent me a text to send her the link. So do you want me to send it to her real quick, or do you have it?
Could you? Thank you so much, Cindy. Pam, are you here? Pam, are you here? Pam Boyer? Yes, ask to unmute. I'm going to unmute Pam. Pam, are you here?
I am here.
Thank you. Pam, I think you're going first today.
Brian, I'm trying to get you. Yeah, so anyway, I got multiple devices trying to get in with you guys. So, yes.
Oh, there you go. Well, you guys, let me just give you a little bit of introduction. Pam is out of Arizona and she belongs to our WREN Arizona chapter. And she's going to share with us today just a few minutes on putting a deal together that she put together. And then you'll have a little time for question and answer. Will you, Pam?
Sure. I have a helper.
Ah, fabulous. All right, I'm going to spotlight your video and go for it.
Oh, it's scary. Hi, guys. I recently did a deal here in Phoenix. I do multiples, but I recently just closed on a deal last week that I was able to work with a WREN member, Courtney, who runs the Phoenix chapter. And rather than her flip it, she says, "Do you want to flip it?" I said, "Sure." So she set it up and she got her wholesale fee, and I took over the property. Do you want numbers or what do you want?
What, Pam, can we have a little bit of background? Because I know a little bit about you and I know your expertise, and I think it would be great to share that with the ladies.
Yeah. I hail from Minnesota. I've been living in Phoenix for about 5 years. And at age 25 became a general contractor way back when I was like the first woman. So I've been around real estate, house head is what I call myself, since I was 25 a few years ago. And so I've been remodeling houses. I owned 6 or 7 properties back in Minnesota, sold them all off at different times, and just did remodeling because I was so busy. And then I decided to do a move. And I'm starting over down here in Phoenix because I decided I want to do more flipping, and I don't have to do attics, basements, and etc. So I can flip a house faster down here. So I am here and I'm loving winter and suffering through summer.
And how, do you flip on a regular basis, Pam?
I flip on a regular basis, probably 6 to 8 houses a year because I haven't really got all my gap funders lined up. So I flip as many times as I find a gap funder.
Great.
To help me with the rehab. And then in between, I have a crew. And then in between that, we do retail work, realtor leads for people that have bought a house. So we'll tear the kitchens out, their bathrooms, remodel. We're in the middle of a really large one right now. It's about $90,000 worth. And she just said, tear it all down. So we're tearing the insides out of a $600,000 house and starting over.
Great.
So we do what we have to do in between. I keep the guys busy, and then we throw in the flips. And when I do the flips, then I share some of the proceeds with the guys.
Oh, that's cool. That's very cool, Pam.
That's how they make their purchases for working with me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tell us about this purchase that you picked up last week.
I sold it last week. I picked it up 3.5 months ago.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, it happened to be a relative in Courtney's family, and she sold me the house for $220.
And it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, or is that standard, or what is it?
3-bedroom, 2-bath, with a galley type kitchen and living room, and it had a pool in the back.
Yes.
So, sorry. Contractors are still checking in. So it had a pool in the back, and I said that, sure, I would like to flip it. So I went to the house, and I budgeted $40,000, realizing that my hard cost would end up being about $15,000. So I took on this project because I had just gotten out of 2 other flips that I'd sold, and I had leftover materials. So that was part of the reason. This one was a little bit more than I wanted to spend with the age of the house, etc., because I know that neighborhood. But I had at least $3,000 worth of materials. I needed it out of my garage, so I was able to get into that. Tore some walls down, opened some stuff up. What else do you want to know?
So it sounds like you were in it for $275.
Yep. Yeah.
And what did you end up selling it for?
$307.
$307.
And there wasn't any comps within 2 miles. And so we thought we were pushing the envelope. We had thought perhaps it could go higher than that, but I didn't want to take a risk of, that's another thing you have to pay attention to. I didn't want to take a risk of the appraisal not coming in high enough because it stays attached to the property for 90 days. So if it came in at 280, I couldn't sell the house on a FHA for more than 280.
Right.
So that's
Well,
another little tips that you'll learn when you decide to flip houses.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. I have one more question, and that is, how did you finance it? Who was on the first, and did you use gap money?
I have a hard money guy that I've built a relationship with. I've got probably 4 or 5 of them, but this one does 100%. I pay money for it, but I just call him up and he gives me money within 48 hours. So I kind of, it's worth it on some instances. And then I was fortunate enough that Courtney not only made a wholesale fee off of me, but she financed it too.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
Yeah, so that was kind of the deal. It's like, well, I guess you're back in your family house, so okay, let's do this. So anyway, it worked out. She made her money. I made my money in the end, and it was all good. It's a cute little house, and the 2 people that worked at the hospital bought it. A couple that work at the local hospital.
Nice.
And they were happy. I had leftover. That's another thing. I also had leftover appliances, washer, dryer that I picked up from another project that I worked on. They said, "Hey, do you want the appliances?" I said, "Sure." So I got the nice washer, dryer, and refrigerator out of that job. So yeah, I brought in most of my appliances too. So
good. Well, thank you so much for sharing. Can we give Pam some love in the chat, guys? Can we thank Pam in the chat? Thank you so much, Pam. We really appreciate you. I had to twist Pam's arm to get here. I'm just going to tell you because I'm a little shy. Anyway.
a little bit.
She's a little shy. Yeah, it's okay. That's it. Okay. I'm going to turn things over. I've got some questions in the chat, and so I'll go ahead and answer a couple of them. Somebody said, "What is a gap funder?" It's a gap finder. It's a gap funder. So this is how we look at that. We have the price of the house. So in Pam's case, it was $240,000. And usually a first position loan, just like if you're buying a house conventionally, will fund a certain portion of that. Sometimes it's 80%, sometimes it's 90%. When you're talking about hard money, it's short-term funding, so it's a higher interest rate. So say the first position loan takes 80% of the 220. Then you need the gap, right? The other 20%, as well as some rehab funds. And that's what we call gap funding. They fund the gap. Now, what does that mean? That means that whoever puts together the deal has how much in it? We have nothing in it, right? We're providing the deal and we're doing all the labor. So we have the sweat equity in it. And the returns for somebody who puts the sweat equity in it is infinite, because we're not putting our money in the first position and we're having a gap funder put money in the second position. Does that clarify things for you guys? Fabulous, fabulous. We have, believe it or not, it's contractor night here on WREN. And I think these are the only 2 contractors that I know that are WREN members. Our other case study is Sharon Coleman. Sharon, are you here?
I am.
Hi.
Hi,
Hey.
everyone.
I am going to spotlight you, and I will also make you a co-host so you can share your screen with us, because I know you put together some thoughts on this.
Okay. So
Oh, we got another, let me just answer another something in the chat. What is the interest rate for hard money these days? You know what, it varies. I know some people that are getting 8 and 9%. I know some people that are getting 12 to 15%. So it really varies on your experience and your hard money lender. Hey, Sharon.
Hi, how are
Hey.
you?
I'm good. Thank you for coming and sharing this project with us. Now, this project has taken a while, and so why don't you give us some background about how you found it?
I've been a contractor for a number of years, but I never thought about flipping. I've brought some property for myself and I buy it and I hold it, but it's been a number of years since I considered buying some property. And so when I decided, I joined WREN to re-educate myself on what is going on now. And also I signed up after I decided that this was something that I was going to go back into doing. I signed up for a website called, I think it was Connected Investors. And one night I just went on there and told everybody, anybody who sold wholesale I seen in LA, I told them that I'm looking for properties. So a guy actually sent me an email and said that this property was off the market, that it was available. It was on the market for $850,000. And he sent me an email and said he could get it to me for $750,000. And number one, it was a little bit out of my area that I would normally want to work at, but I said, I'll go see it. But once he sent it to me, I instantly hit Redfin and found out that the house had been on the market for a while, like over 100 days. So I was like, okay, I'll go and see it. So I drove by it and I contacted him back. And he said, well, if you go see it and you like it and you want to put a bid in, I want $2,000. I was like, okay, that's doable. So I went to go see it. And you see what it looks like, and it looks just almost just as bad as inside. And so I said, okay. So I went back to him and I said, okay, I want to see the inside. And then he ghosted me. He didn't respond. And so, no, he set me up to meet the realtor. So the realtor took me in. And so I wanted to ask, when I started asking him questions after the realtor let me see it, and I see what the possibility of what could go on with this particular property, I told him, I said, okay, I'm interested. And I started asking him different questions and he never responded back. And then I started calling the realtor and she wouldn't respond back.
Wow.
And then I thought about Izumi. Izumi is a WREN member. And I said, Izumi, I need you to call this lady, this realtor, because she's not returning my call. So maybe realtor to realtor, she may answer you. And she did answer Izumi. And so the game started there. So that tells about this is how the deal all came about. I ran my numbers and I figured when I ran my numbers, I figured the property would come out to be 1.1 million based on the area. And this is a chart that I use that I got from Deborah. And so it hadn't been updated in a while. So I just played with the numbers to see how it would come out. And if you look, the purchase price, I think at the time he was asking for $750. So I ran $760. I ran the numbers. And I did, if the property is roughly 1,500 square feet, I did it at rehab cost at 60 because it was so much, the walls and everything is fine. It's just a bunch of trash in there. And then I want to reconfigure some different things. So I estimated at $60 a square. I wanted to do an ADU because the property is huge, but here in Southern California, it's taking you six to 8 months to get a permit in order to do an ADU, and I didn't want to hold on to this property that long. So if you see the total cost with the rehab is $850, 80%, most people are giving you an 80% loan, and you bring in 20. And so these are the estimates, and I figured the estimated down payment would be 170, 174. And so, and this is how I did my numbers to find out if I bought it at 760, including some loan costs. I figured that it would be they would give it to me at 10%, because right now everybody is doing anywhere between 9 and 12% for a loan. It would be, my profit would be 84. So I was like, okay, that's something that I think about. So my loan I got from a gentleman by the name of Jerry Butler. He runs Ruby Red Loans. Jerry and I have been friends for a number of years, and he is the one who has been pushing me and pushing me and pushing me into getting into real estate, and which is one of the reasons why I even joined WREN. So he's always promised me that if I found a project, he will finance it. So he's the first person I went to, and then the wholesaler left. So basically I had Izumi, and so everything was fine. I think when I had Izumi put the numbers in, we put the numbers in. Well, when I hired Izumi and she contacted the lady said they had already had some offers, so we could put some offers in. Turned out that people had been trying to buy the property and resell it. So nobody was being able to do that. So we were, I think, buyer number 7. 6 people had tried to buy this and it had fell out. So Izumi asked me to do a couple of things. She told me, 1, to get it appraised, 1, to get a house inspection, and 2, we contacted another another lender in our network, Karen Moore, from Trillium. And so we were waiting to find out. And then on appraisal day, Karen called us and called me and told me that she didn't think it would be a good deal for her company because the house was located about 3 doors from an apartment building, and on the back side of the unit there is a city maintenance yard, and so she didn't feel that it would be a good buy. And so on appraisal day, me and Izumi was standing there just praying that the numbers would come out right, so that I wouldn't lose my earnest money department, my earnest money, and my money I paid for the appraisal and the house inspector. And so, as luck would have it, the appraisal came back. So I was thinking the house was going to be 1.4 million. The appraisal came back at 1.35 million. But it still had and then we found out they had a bunch of trash in the attic. They had a bunch of trash underneath. So I went back and we dropped it 25,000. So we was at 725. So mind you, with my gap funding and everything, I was looking at about 175. So since I had not, previously I've always purchased properties. I just purchased them and kept them, and then I would use my own money to fix them up. This is the first time I've ever used rehab money, got a loan with rehab in it. So when the numbers hit, the day before I was supposed to do my signing, I've been asking them to send me the HUD sheet so I can see what was going on. And the HUD sheet came back, and the HUD sheet it said I needed to do, I think, 270 something thousand, or almost 250,000. And I only had 175 plus an addition. I had some additional money. And so I was like, okay, you shot way over my budget. I got to figure out what happened. So Jerry suggested that we call the owner and have them do a carryback. And it turns out this was Izumi's first flip. So she was learning like I was learning. And so I told Zumi, I said, Zumi, you got to call the people and tell them to do a carryback. And she was like, I don't know what a carryback is. And we've never done a carryback. And so everybody was like, well, what if you do a carryback, what's your offer? I was like, I don't know what the offer is. This is my first time. So long story short, I called Deborah and Deborah gave me some options. And since I believe Zumi was a little bit afraid to call the seller's agent, Jerry wound up calling the seller's agent and convinced her to talk to the client to do a carryback. The client was trying to gouge me. I wanted him to carry back 50,000 and he wanted to do 75. And I was like, I'm not giving you an extra $25,000. So he wound up doing it at 55, and you will see he gave me 10% for the first 3 months, 12% for the following 6, and for the last 6, it would be 15%. And then with that, we were able to go ahead on and close the loan. And so this was supposed to be like a 10-day closing. I think this thing probably took place, it probably took a month in order to finally close it. I finally closed it, I believe it was
Friday.
August the
last
7th?
week. Yeah, last Friday. So
14th.
7th. Yeah. Oh,
14th.
yeah, 14th. Yeah, 14th.
So we finally closed it on the 14th. And here is the upside. So since it's appraised higher, of course, some of my closing out fees will be higher, but my net profit, if everything goes right, will pull off higher. There's a difference. Originally, I was thinking I was going to get 84, and now I'm looking in the neighborhood of 300. So my lessons learned would be, what I didn't know is I should have researched the neighborhood a little bit more. I didn't know that. And being that this was Izumi's first time, she didn't know that she should have researched the neighborhood. We were just blessed to have the comps to come in higher. Let's see, I think in the long run, even though my profit is going to be nice, I just felt that I probably could have gotten an even better deal because the people were really anxious to sell it, but we didn't know to go back and wheel and deal like we could have. But long story short, without Deborah and the network, and Izumi and my lender, this deal would never have come across. So so now it's time for me to do work. So,
You know what? Thank you so much, Sharon, for sharing that with us. We have a few questions in the chat.
okay.
So I'd just like to be able to ask you a few things.
Sure.
One is you had estimated 125 per square foot for the ADU. And I'm not sure I'm going to get this name right. Is it Shy? Shy wants to know, was that going to be a garage conversion ADU or a ground up detached ADU that you were estimating? Actually,
that number is just there from a previous bid. I realized, being that we're in California, our building and safety department is closed. And so everything is, you got to drop it off and you got to wait on this and wait on that. And every one of my architects that I was dealing with was saying that it will take between 3 and 6 months. So I if you look at that, well, I done closed it. That 125 was there from a previous project that I had used. It's just a thing I just erase some stuff and start all over. But that's my template. But no, I wasn't going to use 125 for that because that would have been a ground up ADU.
Great. And who wants to elaborate on what what carryback means? What a seller carryback means? Is that you, Sharon? Is that Azumi? How do you want to? Do you guys want to elaborate? Okay, go ahead.
I can do it. A carryback basically means that you go back to your seller and you tell them, I can't close this loan. Well, for me, I'm gonna say we can't close this loan because we are $50,000 over budget. If you lower the price, $50,000, and allow us to pay you when we sell it, we will pay you interest on the money that you have decreased this amount to. So in the long run, I bought the house. My bid was for $725. I wind up buying the house for $675 with a carryback of $55. So I will still owe the owner when I close out this loan, when I sell a house.
Does everybody understand what that means then? So she's basically, the owner is in on the property, is in on it with Sharon. and get this, the owner is secure too, because the owner has still a partial right in the house. So his carryback is still secured by the property. So as long as Sharon does what she says she's going to do and the property sells, everybody will be happy in the end. Marguerite is asking, she'd love to hear what the market's like in LA right now, or even other Southern California areas. Is inventory high or low? What's the demand for property? And seller carryback was at what percentage? Seller becomes the bank. Yes, the seller becomes the bank. You know, so anytime you do any kind of seller carryback, you can set the percentage rate. Sometimes they want a flat fee. It sounds to me, Sharon, like they were willing to do it for an extra $5,000. So
yes,
that was a flat fee. And sometimes they'll want a percentage. I've done a seller carryback for one of my properties, and I negotiated 5%. You know, and some people think 5%, that's low. Well, here's the thing: an extra 5% on $600,000 to a $700,000 home actually really gives them a lot of extra cash in the end if you're holding it for 6 months or so, right? And it actually, gives them the bottom line of having made more money. So it was actually a really good deal for them. They felt really good about it, and so did I. Does the lender know about carrybacks, and was it recorded? Yes, it was all done through the lender. Yes. Sonia is actually answering Marguerite's question. Inventory is very low. It's very crazy. In some areas, it is a little crazy here in Los Angeles. I think that there have been a lot of people wanting to move before school starts. For those of you that aren't in LA, the LAUSD is not conducting school in the school buildings. And so all the kids are staying home. So I think there has been a flurry of people wanting to change places before that happens. All right, do we have any more questions for Sharon? Thank you, girl power. Yes, way to go, Sharon. Way to go, Sharon and Izumi. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing so much, Sharon. I really appreciate it.
no problem.
There was a question.
I have a question. Sorry.
Oh,
Sharon.
okay, sorry.
No, so you saying with the carryback, the owner just reduced the price?
Yes.
And okay, I got it now. Then okay, the owner reduced the price, and then you negotiate your fee and what? Okay, I got it now. Thanks.
Uh-huh.
So someone else asked a question that I'm actually curious. I was curious to hear the answer on.
Yes, go.
Does the lender know about the carryback, and was it recorded?
Oh, yes, we answered that.
Oh, you didn't.
But yes.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
Can a lender stop that or have an issue with that? Because can some lenders not want to have multiple people or?
It's just a second on the property.
It's a second on the property, and a lender really can't stop that. You know, it's like somebody taking out an HELOC.
It's like the gap lenders, yeah.
Yeah, and a gap lender, anybody, you know, you can't really stop that. You know, somebody's asking to see one of your slides again. Can she show slide number 4 again? You know, God bless, you know, that you were counting the slides there. And is it Chi or Chai? I'm not sure how to say your name. You can unmute yourself if you want. There we go. Slide 4. This is an estimate, right, Sharon?
Yeah.
This was her first estimate. This was just a working document to find out, you know, how she thought she would go with the house. So you got it? Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you once again, Sharon. And can we give Sharon some love in the chat for sharing this with us? Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I'm going to. Cool. Hi, ladies. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sharon, for sharing that with us once again. I've got a few more. Does anybody have any other questions? I want to make sure that we get all questions and all learning. So grateful to be learning. Yay. Yes, grateful to be learning together and grateful to have this network. I know that it's saved me a lot of times. So I want to take a moment now to go through the rest of my slides and tell you a little bit more about who we are. I'm going to share my screen. Don't be discouraged. Now, think about that in terms of the case studies that we heard, right? Especially Sharon's, right? There were multiple ways, there were multiple things that could have happened that would have made that deal not go through. But she waited and she kept going and she kept going and she tried the last lock and it happened. So there you go. Keep at it. Becoming a member, yes. So, you know, WREN is a networking organization that is membership based. And for anybody who's interested in finding out more about our membership, I'm going to put in the chat a link so that you can find out more about WREN's membership. I already told you some of the benefits of it. I think that we have more of a list about what it is. Basically, we have a premium membership that is $195 a year, and that includes access to our online portal. We have national discounts with national retailers. We have access to our local and national chapters. At the moment, we only have 2 local chapters that are meeting, and that, you know what, actually, I don't even know. Lorraine, are you on this call? Lorraine? I thought I saw you earlier. Lorraine is our chapter leader from Atlanta, and they have been meeting, but I think they just got put back down into lockdown. And I've got a big announcement. We're opening a chapter in Las Vegas. So anyone here that has Vegas friends, yay! Let me know. And the thing is that Vegas is not on lockdown. So we are actually going to have a real life in-person networking event in Vegas in August. And anyway, so member benefits are when we are meeting locally, then we have local meetings. And then right now we're meeting online. We usually have a monthly meeting that features a guest speaker. And that I'll talk about. We have educational platforms, and we also have a yearly event called Ignite Your Fire Within. This year, Ignite was scheduled for the beginning of April. And since we went into lockdown in March, we had to reschedule Ignite for October. And at the time, when I was talking to the venue, I was like, oh, October, we'll be out of this COVID thing by then. And guess what? We're not. So it looks like Ignite is going to be online. And this is what I want to say to anybody who's curious about Ignite. I don't know about you, so please give me some feedback in the chat. But I've been looking around at all kinds of events that are going on, and I can't take another event with a bunch of talking heads. You know, like I'm a little zoomed out. Is anybody else here just like a little zoomed out? Like, I don't want to spend a weekend just listening to talking heads. And I don't think that's what our women want either. And so we are coming up with something different. We're coming up with something that is going to be more connective. We're looking at some different types of software that's going to allow us to network more easily with each other. There will be education, but we're thinking a little more out of the box about maybe having something that's a little more refreshing for us, right? We've all been under a lot of stress. And for us to be able to gather together, even if it isn't in person, but if it is online, and do something a little different to stimulate each other and to have some fun with each other, and you know, learn and network together. That's what we're planning. So that's what Ignite is going to be about, and we're putting together. There's more details to come in the next couple weeks, and we have our Secrets of Probate Real Estate Investing. That is our online meeting that's happening this month, and it is actually happening next week. Let me get that link for you guys so you have it. So has anybody here ever wondered about what probate investing is all about? I know I have, and all I know is it's really great deals, but the process seems very confusing. So we have a couple women who are very attuned to the process, how to go with the court proceedings and legal documents, and I'm under the impression that once you learn the secrets, right, then you can really help people. It's dealing with heirs who maybe are struggling and don't want to deal with the property, and dealing with the personal representatives and maneuvering the courts. So we have the Secrets of Probate Investing is coming up a week from, oh no, next Wednesday night. I'm sorry, August 26th, next Wednesday night. I'm going to put this information in the chat for anybody who's interested in coming. Obviously, these events are free to members. So if any members want to come, all you have to do is go up and register, and that will allow you to get your Zoom link. For non-members, it's just $10. So if you're not really willing to commit to membership tonight, then just pay the $10 and come and experience one of our monthly meetings, and we can go from there. The other thing I just want to announce is to the members that are online, we have member meetings, and we've been changing our member meetings around. Our next member meeting is now called Member Connect, and it's September 1st. It's at noon Pacific time. And we are doing some more intense networking at those events. We are brainstorming with each other and helping each other in our businesses. So if you really want to get some good networking in and brainstorm with each other and help each other in our businesses, then show up at the Member Connect next September 1st. Okay. I just said I didn't want a talking head thing. I felt like I was just a talking head. Anybody else have anything that they want to add before we sign off today? I want to add one more thing, and that is this. I was talking to, I'm actually meeting with the chapter leaders tomorrow, which is an amazing, incredible bunch of women. For those of you that know our chapter leaders or have known any of our chapter leaders, they're really a cool bunch of ladies, and they keep me on my toes. Not only do they keep me on my toes, but they keep me inspired. They keep me inspired because they're doing deals, and they make me realize that even with COVID, even with everything going on, we can still do deals. And sometimes I need that. And so I wanted to express that to you guys because I think sometimes we all need it. And I wanted to let you know that we are not going anywhere, and we're still meeting, and we're figuring out our new norm, our new norm for now. So is there any questions that want to be answered, or anybody have any questions for me? Oh, there's a question in the chat. Sona, is this the same as the LA chapter? No. Let me explain real briefly. This event is an online event, and it's national. So we've got people from all over the country, and it's really geared for women who haven't experienced WREN before, for women who are curious about what we're about and what the community's like. And I think that one of the things that I'm proud of is that a lot of women come back to me and say, oh, you guys really are invested in helping each other succeed. And the truth is we are. We have very generous-hearted chapter leaders and people who belong to WREN. One of our slogans has been infinite heart and real estate business badassery. And that is, it captures who we are, right? We have our chapter meetings, and they're more structured like our meeting next week. They have a theme, they have main speakers. Usually it's either one speaker or a panel of speakers, and they're structured a little different than this. This is a little more casual, and it's a little more affiliated with just getting to know each other. So that's how that varies. And it also varies in the sense of becoming part of the LA chapter. Once we are able to meet in person again, you'll be able to meet at the LA chapter again. Is there a list of the chapters that exist nationally? Oh my gosh, these are such great questions. I think the easiest way to show that list is because we're growing. Oh my gosh, we're growing. So currently we have all of our chapters on Meetup, and I'm just going to give you this Meetup link. This Meetup link shows where we have 10 chapters. Out of those 10 chapters, 7 of them are manned by chapter leaders. We're still in the market for chapter leaders. So if you know kick-butt women in the area that are full-time real estate investors and have a generous heart and great knowledge, those are the kind of women that we're looking to become part of WREN. And so, yeah, give them our number. How do I sign up with a chapter? Great question. All you need to do is go to this link about membership, and you should be able to sign up online, and then you'll get a welcome member and encouragement to put in your online portal or your online profile and start connecting. So it's 6:30 right on the dot. I'm gonna respect everybody's time. If anybody wants to stay and know more about membership, please feel free to stay. Otherwise, have a good evening, everybody, and hopefully we'll see you online. Yes.
Before you go, will you please tell people that if they want to save the chat, to go down to the 3 bottoms, and then they can save that chat and all the information of people's contact?
Right. Okay. Thank you so much, Jennifer. That's Jennifer O'Neill from our Los Angeles chapter. If you're interested in saving people's contact information that was just shared with you, go to the bottom of the chat where the 3 dots are and click on it. And you'll see a little thing that says Save Chat. And that will save all the information in that chat onto your desktop. So you will have captured all those contact information. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Jennifer. Thank you so much for reminding us.
Oh, no, I do that, and I save it for all my different stuff so I can go back and build my investor list or contact list or broker list or realtors or anything. So,
Gina, you're saying you don't have that option. Are you on phone or desktop? I'm not sure how to access it on phone. That's how you access it on desktop.
Whoever was later, the chat you can capture is only from when you arrived.
iPad.
So anything that was posted before you arrived, you won't get the you won't get to save it.
She's using her iPad. Oh, Angie's going to send it to you, Gina. That's so sweet, Angie. Thank you so much. Me too, please. Okay, Angie, you don't know what you just started here. All right, Vanessa, send Angie. Gina, send Angie your information. For everybody else, thank you so much for coming. If you want to hang out and talk about membership, I'm here. Otherwise, hopefully I'll see you online soon. Mwah. I miss hugging you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Cindy.
Hey, Mika. It's nice to see you. Oh, unmute you. Hold on a second.
I just realized I was like, oh, talking.
Hi, honey. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. And you?
Good. I'm good. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a little crazy, but I'm good. Tamar, you're here too.
Yeah, I saw her place from Austin.
I know. Tamar moved to Austin. How you doing, honey?
Hey, I'm so sorry. You know what? I'm about to put an offer in on a flip. So I'm just running numbers like right before. I know it's been crazy. It's
Good for
crazy.
you, girl. A flip
So,
in
yeah,
Austin? Are you
I'm gonna
flipping
do a
in
little
Austin,
flip.
honey?
So hopefully if I get it, we're just like I have to just we're wheeling and dealing.
Where is it in
Oh,
Austin?
it's in the city. It's like a little tutu. It's super cute.
Ah,
So it's
look
just
at
like
you. How long have you been living there? A minute and a
3
half.
weeks.
3 weeks. God, I love you. Yeah.
I was like, I gotta run the. I was like, I'm just gonna run the numbers just to make. My husband and I, we went and looked at it today. We're like, looks pretty. Looks like pretty. I mean, it's work for sure. And and then I was like, oh, I don't have any contractors. So I go on. There's this thing called. I think we have it in LA too. It's called Underground. Investor Underground. That's a good one for everybody. There's like 20,000 people in it. They have a global one, and then they also have a Investor Underground for Austin. So I just joined that, and then they also have Contractors Underground for Austin. They may have one everywhere. So on Facebook. So that's a great source. So I just went on and I said, who can help me, like what contractors are out there? Of course, like my Facebook is blowing up right now. So then I have to vet all them, but that was a really good source. It's just, everything's just like, everybody's just, crazy.
It's great to see you. Thanks for joining us online, hon. I'm
I know.
glad to
I'm so
hear
excited to
everything
catch up.
turned out. I know.
Hi, everyone. I know I was listening and I'm like running the numbers and I have to finish this. I'm writing this article too for Bigger Pockets. I was like, I got to get all this done. My husband's like, hello, unpack the boxes.
Hey, he's the muscle. He's the muscle.
Exactly. I love your hair, by the way. Doesn't she look great?
I went redhead for my 1-year anniversary with my husband. I decided to go spicy. Not like I'm not spicy enough.
I love it. Okay, I'll keep you all posted.
Right, I got to talk to
group
you
and let everybody know. But thank you I'm so glad I was listening, because otherwise you've been Tamar's here and it's like, dead.
All right, talk to you later, honey. Angie, Gina, Kim, Jennifer, Cindy, Terry, Vanessa.
I have a question, Deborah.
Sylvia. Oh
I can't make, I'm interested in the probate, but I can't make it next Thursday. We registered. Can we be sent a recording?
You'll be sent a recording in 48 hours, Kim.
Great. Thank you.
We got that system set up, and it's really nice to see you.
You too.
Okay, take care. Sylvia, are you still there? Oh, okay. You're saying hi to me in the chat. Apparently, you don't want to talk.
Deborah,
yes.
this is Terry.
Hi, Terry.
Hi there. Do you have a recommendation for an attorney who can set up a Wyoming LLC for me?
For real estate?
Right now, I'm basically looking for asset protection. I have a living trust, but I want to protect my assets in my living trust.
I possibly have one. I have my trust attorney, and he's very well connected. So I could probably give you his information. So hold on just a second.
Located in California?
He is,
Okay.
but he does stuff in other places.
Okay.
So he might
Deb,
help
I was
you.
writing in the chat. I used Legal Zoom. Can do it for you.
Oh, you have?
And I set up Wyoming, and they can do it.
Oh, fabulous.
Yeah.
So tomorrow's you know what? I just didn't even think about that because yeah, I use not Legal Zoom. I use another one, but let me get you my trust attorney too.
They're really busy right now, Legal Zoom, so they're kind of a pain to deal with because they don't answer the phone very easily, but the price is right.
Well, that's, yeah, that's a good.
It's kind of a bigger.
This is
kind
for
of a,
Terry, right? Terry?
Yes.
Okay, here, his name is John Daniels, and I'm going to give you his phone number and his email address.
Is he also a real estate investor?
You know what? I don't think so. I don't know.
Okay.
He's kind of a quiet guy. He's very serious.
Okay, so he's an estate planning attorney.
He is.
Okay.
But he does some other things.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys know about Anderson Advisors.
I do. I've checked them out, but they're so expensive.
They are. Sometimes you can get a deal. I got a pretty good deal as far as the asset protection. I just kind of bumped it up for business stuff that includes accounting and stuff. But what I like too is they'll have the agents, so nothing is under your name. So they have people in Wyoming that all your mail can be sent to, that kind of stuff, and they'll forward it, which used to not be an issue. It might now, but with how long stuff takes. But yeah, so it's kind of an all package deal. So.
And then I don't use LegalZoom, but I use my LLC, and I've set up several places, and not Wyoming though. I use Nevada. So.
Okay.
And I just put that in the chat too.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Terry. Cindy and Sylvia, you're the only two that I don't know that's still on.
Excuse me, who was the other member who just recommended Anderson?
Kim Mulligan.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem, Terry.
Or Anderson. Okay.
Sylvia, you're still here. Thanks for joining us. I worked with Sylvia 2 decades ago, watching and learning. Good, sweetheart. I'm glad you are. I worked with Sylvia 2 decades ago when we were designers at an ad agency. Seems like a lifetime ago. Anyway, I'm glad you're here, honey. Anybody else have any questions? Nika,
I'm going to send you that information that I've been meaning to send you tonight, though you guys may not want it anymore.
May not want it. I'm sorry. Like, I've forgotten what it is.
It was, I attended a micro.
Oh, no, I didn't forget that. No, yes, I do want that.
Okay. I will work on that now as soon as I get off with you.
Okay, I really appreciate that. And I sent you an email asking you to encourage people to join the multifamily circle on, I know that, you join the multifamily circle on the membership portal and encourage other people to join that that are multifamily, that are in the membership site.
Okay, but let me ask you a question. When you say that, when you say multifamily, to me, that means 5 units and more. Are you classifying 2, 3, and 4 units as multifamily as well? The only reason I say that is because lending wise, it's looked at differently by lenders. If
Totally.
you're
I totally know it is, and it's just a circle for people to gather together that are interested in the same type of investing. So you guys can, if there's some that are interested in 4 and lower, and some that are interested in upper, then you guys will figure it out. It's just an area for you guys to gather, start talking, start sharing resources.
Okay. Yeah, not a problem.
Cool.
Thank you.
No worries. Mary Ellen, you just joined us. Mary.
Oh, hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm driving.
You know what? You're driving and you're like an hour late, but we love to see you anyway.
I'm sorry about that. It's going to give me just a little good, quick jolt.
Well, I'll just tell you, we had a couple really great case studies and a really nice time. Are you a first timer, Mary Ellen?
Well, I just recently joined, so yeah, thanks.
Great. Well, you will get a link that has the whole the video of what just happened. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'm drazzo@wreninspires.com.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
All right. Take care. Are you still on, or are you folding up?
I'm just ending.
Okay.
Answering final
All right.
questions. I actually have to go, guys. Nika, I am going to call you next week. I have some things I want to ask. I think you'll like it. All right. Bye, guys. See y'all later.
Good night, ladies.